What's up guys, it's Will here back again, and today I'm here to excitedly review the Hot Toys DX28 Darth Vader figure from the Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus TV series. If you guys are looking for Hot Toys figures, check out the link in the description below to Comic Concepts. That said, this Darth Vader figure has a lot of hype surrounding it. Let's see if it lives up to it today. What's up guys, it is Will here. Thank you so much for joining me for the presentation summary aspect of this video. We're going to be showcasing the figure here and of course talking about all the pertinent information you need to make an informed purchase. That said, let's get into it. We should start with the fact that this Darth Vader figure is a DX figure, meaning it comes from Hot Toys' premium non-rooted hair figure line. In typical Hot Toys DX fashion, this figure does come with more accessories than most typical releases. It also has movable eyes and even 2 display bases. This version I'm reviewing today is actually the special edition, which came with a Grand Inquisitor hologram that most of us collectors will probably never use, but it's nice to have. Taking a look at the packaging, there's a black Darth Vader slipcover that's very akin to most Star Wars packaging, and when you remove that, there's a red Darth Vader artwork from the Kenobi series that actually showcases Vader himself and of course his castle in Mustafar, even some Grand Inquisitors and even Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. I'll show more of the packaging during the unboxing portion of the video, so stay tuned. Everything included in the box, referenced from the Comic Concepts website, can actually be seen on the screen now. To summarize, this figure comes with 2 separate Darth Vader head sculpts, 1 battle damage, 1 not, 4 lightsabers, 2 of which are Revas, 2 are Vaders with 1 being USB-C light up, 2 diorama bases, 9 interchangeable hands, 2 swappable light up chest display boards, and a few other notable things we'll cover in the unboxing as well. Starting with the head sculpts, the battle damage version has a movable eye system. There is a single joystick in the back of the head that you can use to move the eyes to the desired position. You can use the little included joystick helper thing, or you can just gently use your finger, but just be careful if you do that. I use my finger, but just be very cautious. There's an included cape that can be displayed in either its battle damage or non-battle damage state. The battle damage look simply just has some cuts within to mimic lightsaber damage, but if you want to display the clean look, you just flip the cape inside out, although it probably won't matter all that much in most displays since you won't be seeing the back of the figure all that often. But regardless, just adjust the front collar because you will be seeing that pretty frequently. Just adjust that front collar to your liking till you have it just where you want it. The chessboard can be swapped out for a battle damage look or a clean look. So there's pegs that connect the board to the body, and they're quite easy to swap when you want to change up the look of your Vader, and they hold very securely once attached. There's also an included control pack, and you can use this to light up the waist boxes and both chessboards and even the lightsaber. You simply attach the control panel to the back of the belt and plug in the included cables as you see here on screen. I'm actually using a AA battery pack that allows me to power the figure without plugging into a wall outlet. You can also opt for a power bank of some kind, but I'll link what you need for my method in the description below. It's a temporary solution for now until I arrive at a better one. The light up saber can be attached to the control panel on the back of the figure to light it up. It's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. It's decently bright when on display, but there is a ton of room for improvement. Nonetheless, a step in the right direction. All the light up features on this figure really do help bring the figure to life. So yeah, I'm really excited about these positive developments. There are 2 included display bases, one of which lights up. The light up display base has an on-off switch on the back and a cable input for a USB-C cable. Of course, Hot Toys did not include this USB-C cable, but you can find one pretty cheaply. The second base is a reused rock base, actually from the Iron Man Mark 85 battle damage figure. This base is great, but Vader's feet don't rest naturally as there isn't really a designated spot for him to stand on it. You can make it work, but it's not ideal. So that's it for our summary part of the video. Let's jump to the unboxing to experience that unboxing process together. Let's take a look. All right, guys, so now we're on to the unbox and chill segment of the video where we will in fact unbox and chill this DX28 Darth Vader figure from Hot Toys. You can see lots of foam, that DX premium packaging. It looks great here. And now we're taking Darth Vader out of the box officially here. This is really cool. You can see they package it with the little sort of plastic on the tusk just to make sure everything's safe and sound. You can see the battle damage chest box there, the waist boxes, and of course the robes. Everything is looking really good. He does not come with the cape attached. The cape comes a little bit later in the unboxing part of the video, but you can see the cables on the back where the control box will go. And it's really great for the lightsabers, the chest boxes, and the waist boxes. You can see the secondary helmet, the clean helmet, if you will. Again, very safely packaged with the plastic over the top with the tape. Just be very careful removing the tape. This one is a really, really great helmet as well. It makes for a really cool display when you want to display it clean. There's a clean chest box, as you can see, 4 pegs on the back to peg into the chest if you want to display a clean version with a clean chest box. So you also get with the special edition, the Grand Inquisitor hologram. This is a nice little accessory. Not everyone's going to be using this one, but it's cool. It's nice to say you have the exclusive from time to time, and this is what the exclusive entails. That's the only exclusive accessory, the Grand Inquisitor hologram. There's the hands. There's 9 interchangeable hands. 2 are on Vader's body, obviously, so you're going to see 7 on screen here. And yeah, they look great. There's an instruction booklet that most people will probably never read, but you should. You should read it and just to make sure you're up to date on how to assemble everything and connect all the electronics and make sure you're good. There's the cape. It comes in a little plastic baggie with a piece of cardboard attached to it to make sure it stays in shape nicely. It is not wired. It does, however, have weathering on the back of it, as you can see. And then you can change it inside out just to make sure that you can display a clean version if you wish. There is a swooshy lightsaber effect if you want to have Darth Vader in a swinging motion. There's 2 lightsaber blades for Reva's lightsabers that no one will probably use, but they are there. And then there's a USB-C light up saber for Darth Vader's lightsaber. You can use that. I know I'll be using it in my display. I think it looks pretty great, actually, much better than I thought it was going to. And there's a regular Darth Vader lightsaber should you choose not to use the USB-C light up with the cable attached. You have that. There's Reva's 2 lightsabers again, which most people probably won't use, but it's a nice accessory to have if you want to. Here's the control panel. You attach this to the back of Vader's belt or have it free flowing, hanging on the back. There's 4 different plugs, as you can see, for the lightsaber, the chest, and the waist. There is one of the bases. There's a on and off switch and of course a USB-C light up port so you can light this thing up. There's the rock base you can see here. It's pretty hefty in hand, has a little bit of a moss green texture on it as well. Very similar to the Mark 85 battle damage. It's the same base. And we got a little clear plastic pole with a crotch grabber here. And yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the unboxing. Let's move on to the live show and tell portion.
Alright guys, so welcome into the live show and tell portion of the video, and in this part of the video what we're going to do is just kind of go over the figure in real time, maybe go into a little bit more detail about what I've already covered as far as the quality of the figure and my overall thoughts on it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this part of the video. So as you can see here, we're going to swap him out eventually, so I'm going to show you the clean Darth Vader look as well in live real time, but I wanted to start with the battle damage look because I feel that's probably the one that most collectors are going to be buying this figure for. It's just such a unique look on the shelf. If I haven't already communicated that in this video, I want to communicate that now. This figure is absolutely phenomenal. In my opinion, this is one of the best Hot Toys ever made, and I do think it's the best Darth Vader figure ever made personally. And I've seen all the ones that have been released thus far. I've seen them all in person. I've owned a bunch of them, so I think this one stands out to me the most. Starting with first thing. So you can see here with the light up chest and belt boxes. Prior Darth Vader releases had the batteries, right? The little watch batteries where you had to put them into the belt box and the chest and the back and everything. It was a pain in the ass. This is much simpler. So that control box that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, you simply plug that in USB, which they don't include the USB cable, USB-C cable like I mentioned. So you got to plug that in. I have a little battery pack going like I showed you guys earlier, and it works great. You know, it holds up. It really is bright, and it just makes the figure so much more alive on the shelf. So when we're looking at those lights there, it just brings so much lifelike and just realism to the figure. So to me, that's a huge, huge plus. And the fact that you can swap this out, which again, I'll show you guys the clean look in a sec, I think is really great. The lightsaber light up, as you can see here, it doesn't look too bright under these studio lights. I have 4 studio lights shining on this thing right now, so it's not super bright. But let me show you a shot again of that lightsaber in my display. It really is not horrible. It's not a CCFL quality lightsaber, which is a custom quality lightsaber for those who are not familiar. But this one is good. It's definitely a step in the right direction, so I'm happy about it. So let's go into a little bit more of the details of the figure itself. So Vader's boots are actually one pleather design. They're not split cut. They have armor that is attached, shin armor that is attached to his shins via Velcro. That gives a little bit more articulation range in there, but it's not a split cut boot design. This Vader is not the most articulatable figure I've ever seen, but it's pretty much in line with every other Darth Vader Hot Toys has made. Just based on the nature of the character and the outfit, this is not a figure that you're going to be putting in crazy, crazy dynamic poses. Can it articulate pretty well? Yeah, but it's still pleather at the end of the day, and you do want to be careful with that just to preserve the longevity of the figure. So everything else here is pretty much typical. The cod piece is actually a sculpted piece. It's not pleather. So to me, that was probably a good choice to put as least amount of pleather on the figure as possible. The bodysuit is pleather, obviously, but this is a sculpted piece with little sort of indents to make it look like real leather, sort of leather that's sort of creasing, so to speak. So that's a really nice touch here. If we're looking at the base, again, the feet, I'm not crazy about. Just because, again, with this rock base, it doesn't really have a designated spot for him to stand because he's too big. His feet are too wide, and the pole was too wide for the crotch grabber. So you can't really get his feet close enough to stand him naturally. So he kind of has to have 1 foot up. So be it, not the end of the world. But as far as everything else, the quality of the head sculpt is just phenomenal. You can adjust the eyeball, as I mentioned, get into the right look that you want. Adjust the cape collar to your look as well. I think that's going to be something that every collector is going to be different on. Some collectors are going to want the cape, underneath the helmet, the collar underneath the helmet, and some are going to want it out. It just depends. It varied in the show from my understanding. So if we're looking at a little bit more of the detail here, let's take a look at the back of the cape. Again, that you have that cut on the back there. I do think that is decent. I don't think it's the best thing I've ever seen. It gets the point across, but maybe a little bit more damaged, considering it took a lightsaber to it, would have been ideal. But not the end of the world there. So, you can swap it out for the clean look if you prefer, but again, it's not really going to matter. How often are you going to be looking at your figure from the back of your display? Hardly ever, I would assume. So you're probably never going to see the back of the cape regardless. So it's nice to know that it's there, but not the end of the world. I think that the quality of the head sculpt is phenomenal. Looking at the scars and the detail in the helmet even is great. I love this look for Darth Vader. It's just so unique. And again, I think the most unique Darth Vader that's ever been made. And the fact that you can make it a clean version is just all the more exciting. Guys, let's swap out to the clean version real quick and also take a look at the other base as well. Let's do that. All right, guys, so now we got the clean look for Darth Vader, and boy, does it look amazing. Guys, I gotta say, this might be a little bit bold. I think this might be my favorite look for Darth Vader from a clean perspective as well. Not only does this figure have the coolest, most unique, even iconic, dare I say, look with the battle damage look, it has the best clean look as well. So to me, I don't think there's any contest as far as what's been released already. This is the best Darth Vader Hot Toys that has ever been made. The clean look with the helmet just looks beautiful. The helmet to me is very similar to Rogue One. The costume design overall has a similar type of Rogue One look. The sort of space diaper cod piece is akin to Rogue One. Of course, the belt boxes and the chest boxes are a little bit different there, but of course you have the helmet as well, which to me is somewhat close. The eye lenses are a little bit different. In Rogue One, they have a slight red tint here. That's not really the case, but I do think the overall shape of the helmet to me feels and looks similar. Everyone's going to be different how they interpret that, but to me, yes, I'd say overall it's fairly similar. I am getting Return of the Jedi. I do have that one on pre-order with Comic Concepts, so I am going to pick that one up. I am very tempted, though, to pick up a second one of these because I really want to display a clean Darth Vader as well. This just looks so freaking good, man. This looks so good that I almost hate leaving this one in the box. I prefer the battle damage look overall just because it's more unique and it just has a cooler shelf presence, but this one looks so good on display, man. I cannot say enough good things about it. Yeah, it's just absolutely awesome. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to the next part of the video.
Thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing and review of the Hot Toys DX28 Darth Vader figure. This figure is honestly an amazing work of art, and it deserves to be hailed as Hot Toys' best Darth Vader figure so far, and one of their best figures ever made. I think it's reasonably priced. I also think it takes a step in the right direction as far as electronics are concerned. It does have some good accessories, and it has a shelf presence that is simply off the charts, most importantly. Despite the figure being made of pleather, it does get a 10 out of 10 from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this figure and if you're picking it up for your personal collection. That's all from me for now. I'll see you in the next one.